Find out what is being asked about the underlined word in each item. The Filipinos found a safe refuge in the middle of the forest. Letter A, camp. Letter B, library. Letter C, hospital. Letter D, shelter. Our answer is letter D, shelter. A refuge is a place that provides protection from danger or a distress. In this context, the forest serves as a safe haven for the Filipinos, offering them protection from whatever danger they were facing. So let's look at why the other options are incorrect. Letter A, camp. A camp is temporary living place, often outdoors, but it doesn't necessarily imply protection from danger. How about the library? A library is a place for books, of course, and learning, not a place for safety. How about the hospital? Hospital is a place for medical treatment, not a place to seek refuge from danger. So therefore, the most accurate answer is shelter, as it directly relates to the idea of protection and safety. Number two, many students do not realize the importance of education. Consequently, they do not seriously study their lessons. So what does consequently mean? Letter A as since, letter B because, letter C, however, letter D as a result. The word consequently in the sentence means as a result, which is letter D. The sentence is structured to show a cause and effect relationship. So the student's lack of understanding of education's importance, which is the cause, leads to them not studying seriously, which is the effect. So consequently indicates that the second part of the sentence is direct consequence of the first part. So let's try to look at why the other options are incorrect. Letter A, since. Since indicates a reason or explanation for something, but it doesn't imply a direct consequence. How about letter B, because? Because introduces the cause of something, but it doesn't explicitly show the effect. However, introduces a contrasting idea or a change in direction. So, which is not the case in this sentence. So therefore, as a result, letter D is the most accurate synonym for consequently in the context. It was really urgent not for the general to call the president. What is the classification of the underlying word? Letter A, action word. Letter B, describing word. Letter C, naming word. Letter D, replacing word. The underlined word urgent in the sentence is a describing word. Letter B. Here's why. Describing words are called adjectives. They modify nouns, people, place, places, things, by providing more information about them. So in the sentence, urgent describes the need for the general to call the president. It tells us about the importance and urgency of the situation. So why are other options are not the correct answer? Action word, letter A, are verbs. So they describe actions or states of being. Call is the verb in this sentence, so not urgent. Naming words, letter C, naming words. These are nouns. So they name people, places, things, or ideas. So general and president are nouns in this sentence. Replacing words are pronouns. So they stand in for nouns to avoid repetition. So there are no pronouns in the sentence. So that's why urgent, okay, means something that requires immediate attention or action. So it conveys a sense of a pressing need of importance. In this case, the general call to the president is considered urgent, meaning it cannot be delayed. Being frugal, he was more comfortable in his old age. Letter A, honest. Letter B, thrifty. Letter C, wise. Letter D, rich. Our answer is letter B. So frugal means thrifty. Frugal means being careful with money and resources, so avoiding waste and living simply. So the sentence implies that the person's careful spending habits in the past allowed him to be more comfortable in his old age. So let's look at some of the incorrect answers. Letter A, honest. Honesty is about truthfulness and integrity, not necessarily related to financial management. Letter C, wise. While being frugal can be considered wise, it's not the most direct synonym for the word. So wise implies good judgment and understanding, which can encompass many areas beyond finances. So rich, being rich implies having a lot of money, which is the opposite, obviously the opposite of being frugal. So therefore, thrifty is the most accurate synonym for frugal in this context, as it directly relates to careful and economical use of resources. Seeing the president of the country increases the morale of the soldiers. What is the classification of the underlined word? Letter A, action word. Letter B, describing word. Letter C, naming word. Letter D, replacing word. So what's your answer? The answer is letter C. The morale in the sentence is naming word. All right. Naming word are called nouns. So they name people, place, things, or ideas. In this sentence, morale refers to the mental and emotional state of the soldiers, which is a concept of idea. So some of our incorrect answers, let's try to look. Action words. Letter A are verbs. So they describe actions or states of being. Increases is the verb in the sentence, not morale. So describing words are adjectives. They modify nouns by providing more information about them. So while morale can be described with adjectives, example, high morale, low morale, it's not an adjective itself. So replacing words are pronouns. They stand in for nouns to avoid repetition. So there are no pronouns in this sentence. So what does morale mean? Morale refers to the mental and emotional condition of a person or group, especially with regards to their enthusiasm, confidence, and willingness to work or fight. So in this case, seeing the president is believed to boost the soldiers' morale, meaning it improves their spirit and motivation. That's why our answer is letter C, naming word. The poor kid does whatever his brother was done. Letter A, have done. Letter B, done. Letter C, does. Letter D, did. Our answer is Letter D, which is did. The poor kid does whatever his brother did. The tense agreement. So the sentence in the sentence present tense. Thus, the verb did in the past tense is indeed a match to the past tense of the verb was done in the original sentence. The original sentence had a grammatical error in the tense agreement. All right, so our answer is did, letter D. All things come at him who will but wait. Letter A, to, letter B, done, letter C, as, letter D, upon. Our answer is letter D, upon. So the revised sentence would be, all things come upon him who will wait, who will but wait. So using upon in this context can convey the idea of things arriving or happening to the person who patiently waits. So our answer is letter D, wait. Letter D, upon. An indestructible fortress was built to protect the people during the war. So which word from the choices is the part of the underlined word? Colorful ceiling, golden gate, a polished floor, or thick wall? Fortress mean? All right, letter D, thick wall. Okay, so here's why. Fortress implies a strong, fortified structure designed for defense. So a thick wall is the key component of a fortress, providing physical protection. The other options, colorful ceiling, golden gate, polished floor, are not related to defense or fortification. So they are architectural features, not elements of a defense structure. The president stood quietly for a few moments before speaking. Letter A for the few moments, letter B for a few moments, letter C for a few moments, and letter D for moments. What's your answer? Our answer is letter B for a few moments. Letter B for a few moments. So here's why a few is the correct quantifier, to use with plural nouns like moments. So it indicates a small, indefinite number. The few implies a specific limited number of moments, which doesn't fit the context. Few moment is grammatically incorrect as a moment is regular and few requires a plural noun. For moments, letter D is grammatically correct but lacks the quantifier to indicate a specific duration. So therefore, for a few moments is the most accurate and natural way to express the intended meaning in the sentence. Again, our answer is for a few moments. So the president stood quietly for a few moments. Number 10. The aide de camp was sent immediately to help the American soldiers in the war. What word from the choices is not a part of the underlined word? Not a part of the underlined word. Letter A, doctors, generals, officers, soldiers. So what do you think is not a part of the underlined word? All right, so our answer is letter A, doctors. Doctors are not part of ADD camp. ADD camp is a military term referring to a personal assistant or staff officers to a high-ranking military officer, typically a general. So generals, officers, and soldiers are all common ranks of roles within the military structure. So doctors from the choices are medical professionals and are not typically associated with the military hierarchy in the same way as the other options. So therefore, doctors is the word that is not a part of the aided camp word.